कृष्ण कीर्तन गान नर्तन परं प्रेमामृतांबनिधि धीरा धीर जन प्रियं प्रियकरं निर्मत्सरं पूजितं शंखापूर्वकना
श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Ram
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Rama, Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Rama, Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Ram Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Ram
Rama
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama, Hare
Ram
Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Hare Hare,
Rama, Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare Hare
Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama, Rama
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Chant and be happy.
Hare Krishna, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, and welcome to the Saturday morning reading and discussion of Bhagavad Gita as it is from the original version. Here's a version here of the Gita. Now, this was printed in Russia by a friend of mine who was staying here, and it's a perfect duplication of the original 1972 Macmillan Bhagavad Gita. And this was done in Russia. The binding is quite beautiful. And he's coming here from Serbia, from Russia, to stay here at the ashram. And those books he's trying to ship out of Russia to the Western world. We've encountered this problem of shipping nowadays. It's a very expensive part of book distribution. And one of my friends got a hold of me this week. He wants to buy 1,000 Gitas. A local former partner of mine, and he was quite surprised to hear how much it costs to ship books. It's far more money than simply the book, to print the book. So it's a very, very difficult, and we've learned that in our logistics for the distribution of the Delhi Bhagavatams. Now, before we start, I wanted Ram Raghava Prabhu, if you could please refer to the note that was sent to us from our godmother, Yashodanandana.
I can read it.
Go ahead.
Dear Prabhus et al., please accept my respectful obeisances. All glories to Sri Prabhupada, the current Acharya for the Golden Age. Kindly note that due to some recent unexpected medical news from some of my doctors, I have been advised to take a few weeks of sabbatical from any further stressful activities. I hope this finds you well. With regards, Hare Krishna, Yashodanandan Das.
Okay, so the point is we're carrying on with the classes, and we've created a new format, and we've already have the format in process. It's going to take some time to develop it, but at the same time, we're focusing on the Vani incarnation, and today's show will feature Srila Prabhupada giving a lecture in the lecture section, and my godbrother Ram Raghava has sourced it. Now we're going to show you next a poster that we created with our team in regards to the Delhi Bhagavatams. Bring home today the historic Delhi edition of Srimad Bhagavatam, the 3-volume set, an unparalleled, excuse me everyone, spiritual treasure. Rediscover the original teachings, now first ever English publication by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Now, a lot of people don't realize this, but the fact of the matter is a lot of the books are no longer available on the planet for printing or distribution or reading. Okay, so His Divine Grace AC, rare collector's editions published in Delhi between 1962 and 1965, before ISKCON was founded. We've got accompaniment of beautiful kirtan there. Shop now, tap the link and fill out the form. You can get a hold of myself or our logistics manager, Bhaktaran Singh, who has the books and ready for shipping if you're interested, and we can discuss how many and the method of payment. So there's limited copies available for bulk orders. Om Namo. Okay, so we're going to go ahead with our next section, which is, what are we going to go to now?
We could play the Jai Radha Madhava first, and then you could read the text of Bhagavad Gita 2:14, and then play the lecture.
Okay, let's do that. Haribo, everyone.
Sai. Jaya Radha Madhava Punya Bihari. Jaya Radha Punya Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Punya Bihari. Jaya Radha Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Jamuna Tira Banachari Jamuna Tira Banachari Jaya Radha Madhava Vijayabihari Mukti Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari सदस्यमान भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद से अद्वैत गदाधर शिवास आदि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गो गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिवर्धन की जय वृंदावन धाम की जय नवद्वीप धाम की जय स्वामी तो भक्तवृंद की जय गंगा माई की जय जमुना माई की जय तुलसी देवी की जय भक्ति देवी की जय स्वामी तो भक्तवृंद की जय All glories to the assembled Lord. All glories to the assembled Lord. Thank you very much.
Haribo, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. We're going to go to the second chapter this morning, text 14. I was speaking to a friend of mine about this particular verse, and because they were in distress about their situation. And I referred them to this. They asked me to give them some words of inspiration, and I referred to this verse as a way to understand how to deal with the changes in life, and we'll go to that, and then we'll have Prabhupada speak on it. Go to the verse. Matra sparsas takonteya sitoshna sukadukada agama paino nityas tatam statikshashva bharata. Matra, sensuous. Sparshas, perception. 2, only. Konteya, O son of Kunti. Sita, winter. Ushna, summer. Sukha, happiness. Dukkada, giving pain. Agama, appearing. Apayina, disappearing. Anitya, non-permanent. Tan, all of them. Titikshava, just try to tolerate. Bharata, O descendant of the Bharata dynasty. Translation. O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress and their disappearance in due course are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. They arise from sense perception, O scion of Bharata, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. And I wanted to remind everyone, this is from the unedited, unchanged, unadulterated Bhagavad Gita, as it is, by His divine grace, in the proper discharge of duty. One has to learn to tolerate non-permanent appearances and disappearances of happiness and distress. According to Vedic injunction, one has to take his bath early in the morning, even during the month of Magha, January and February. It is very cold at that time, but in spite of that, a man who abides by the religious principles does not hesitate to take his bath. Similarly, a woman does not hesitate to cook in the kitchen in the months of May and June, the hottest part of the summer season. One has to execute his duty in spite of climactic inconveniences. Similarly, to fight is the religious principle of the Kshatriyas, and although one has to fight with some friend or relative, one should not deviate from his prescribed duty. Very interesting. One should not deviate from his prescribed duty unless there's circumstances that come about, like we read at the beginning of the program. One of our members is on sabbatical by medical direction. One has to follow prescribed rules and regulations in order to rise to the platform of knowledge, because by knowledge and devotion only one can liberate himself from the clutches of Maya illusion. The two different names of address given to Arjuna are also significant. To address him as Kuntiya signifies his great blood relations from his mother's side, and to address him as Bharata signifies his greatness from his father's side. From both sides, he is supposed to have a great heritage. A great heritage brings responsibility in the matter of proper discharge of duties. Therefore, he cannot avoid fighting. We're going to go to this next section where Prabhupada is going to speak on this verse.
Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam. Now, what is this body? This body is combination of matter, combination of earth, water, air, fire, ether, mind, intelligence, ego, 8 material elements, 5 gross and 3 subtle. This body is made of that. So, the Buddha philosophy is that you dismantle this body, nirvana, just like this house is made of stone, brick and wood and so on. So you break it, and there is no more stone and no more brick. This is distributed to the earth, throw it on the earth, then there is no house. Similarly, if you become zero, no body, then you are free from pain and pain. This is their philosophy, Nibbana philosophy, Sunnavadi, make it zero. But that is not possible. That is not possible. You cannot, you are because you are spirit soul, that will be explained. You are eternal. You cannot be zero, that will be explained. Na annati annamani sarire. That we are giving up this body. But immediately I have to accept another body. Immediately. Then where is your question of dismantling? By nature's way, you will get another body. Because you want to enjoy. You have come here in this material world. There is no question of asking. Everyone knows that I am in this material world. I must enjoy to the fullest extent. One who is unaware of the fact that I am going to take another life, he is thinking this is a combination of this matter, earth, water, air, fire. So when it will be broken, then everything will be finished. So long I have got this opportunity, let me enjoy to the fullest extent. This is called material mentality. Atheist who does not know that we are eternal soul, we are changing body only. The atheist think that after finishing here in the Western country, big professors, they are also under the same impression. That when the body is finished, everything is finished. No, that is not. Therefore, that is the beginning of instruction. Dehinasmin jathadehi kaumana jaumananga. You are changing different bodies. By finishing the body, you are not finished.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam. We can understand with little thinking that in this body I am, even in this life. At night I get another body. I dream there is a tiger. I go to the forest and there is a tiger and it is coming to kill me. Then I am crying. Naturally I am crying. Or in other ways, I have gone to some beloved man or woman, we are embracing, but the bodily action is going on. Otherwise, why I am crying? And why there is discharge of semen? So, people do not know that I am living this gross body, but I am entering into a subtle body. Subtle body is there, not question of inside. We are packed up. Just like this body is packed up with heart and coat. So the coat is the gross body and the heart is the subtle body. So when this gross body is resting, the subtle body is working. The foolish man, they cannot understand that I am compacting some body, either subtle body or gross body. One who is too sinful, very much sinful, he does not get the gross body, he remains in the subtle body, and that is called ghost. You have heard, some of you might have seen, that is ghost. Ghost means he doesn't get, he is so sinful that he is condemned to remain in the subtle body. He does not get the gross body. Therefore, according to Vedic system, there is Shraddha ceremony. If the father or relative has not gotten the gross body, by that ceremony he is allowed to accept a gross body. That is Vedic system. So anyway, we can understand that I am sometimes in this broad body and I am sometimes in the subtle body. So I am there, either in the gross body or on the subtle body. So I am eternal. But when I work with the subtle body, I forget this gross body. And when I work with this gross body, I forget the subtle body. So either I accept the gross body or subtle body, I am eternal. I am eternal. Now the problem is how to avoid this gross body and subtle body. That is problem. That means when you remain in your original body, in spiritual body and do not come to this gross or subtle body, that is your eternal life. That is we have to achieve. This human life is a gift by the nature or by God. Now you realize that you are changing your different condition, distress and happiness, being forced to accept some kind of gross and subtle body. That is the cause of your pains and pleasure. And if you get out of this gross and subtle body, remain in your original spiritual body, then you are free from these pains and pleasure. That is called mukti. Mukti, there is a Sanskrit word. Mukti means liberation. No more gross body, no more subtle body. But remain in your own original spiritual body. This is called mukti. Mukti means, it is described in the Bhagavatam, mukti hitva annatha rupam sarupena avasthiti. That is called mukti. Annatha rupam.
Position of the living entity in the material world as spiritual. We're not the body, but we're the spirit soul. And this is the first step, Nileshama, in self-realization, to realize you're not the body. So many people are infatuated by the body, and not only by the body, but by their designation. Especially nowadays, we see that nationalism has become a focal point in many countries. I am an Italian, I am American, I am Canadian, like that. These are false designations, and they're a reflection of bodily consciousness. And this is simply called Maya, or illusion. We're not these bodies. Prabhupada was mentioning gross body and the subtle body. And he talked about, in this lecture, about people that become ghosts. Now, the question is, why do people become ghosts? Because they do not accept the nature of the soul, the understanding. And they, a lot of times, because of mental illness, they commit suicide. And suicide is a very common thing. The statistic, I don't have it. Maybe you could look it up. How many people commit suicide in this world every year? But suicide is a very big mental problem. People that have mental problems. And I have a friend who works in the pharmaceutical industry, and they deal with mental problems with drugs, pharmaceutical drugs. And there's a large collection of drugs that are prescribed for people with mental problems. But mental illness is due to misinformation, lack of understanding of spiritual life. And as a result, people resort to taking drugs as a solution. It's never a solution. Whether it's a recreational drug or alcohol or pharmaceutical drug, these drugs are very detrimental, but this is the only solution for mental illness these days. So the real solution is knowledge. You have to have knowledge of who you are. And this is what Prabhupada was teaching in this program, these two lectures. We're not the body, we're the spirit soul, and we're the eternal servants of Krishna. And in our particular case, we're the servants of the pure devotee A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. And the feature of our class now is the Vani incarnation, Prabhupada speaking and all of us hearing directly from the source. And we're going to go to our next section of the program, which is the Jaladuta Diaries. Now, we're at another section. We've got, Prabhupada's already arrived in America. So now we're reading different sections from his trip across the ocean. And these next parts of the program will be prayers by him. Let me get my book in case we don't get it. These are prayers that he wrote after he arrived in America. Let's see what we've got here. Written by Srila Prabhupada aboard the Jaladuta and subsequently. So let's go to those. These are very profound understandings of his devotion to Krishna. Now I'm going to get, could you, Ram Raghava, could you do the Sanskrit for me? Krishna Taba Punya Kabe Buddy. Go ahead.
Krishna Taba Punya Habe Bhai, E Punya Kuribe Jabe Radharani Khushi Habe, Dhruva Ati Boli Tomatai.
I emphatically say to you, O brothers, you will obtain your good fortune from the Supreme Lord Krishna only when Srimati Radharani becomes pleased with you.
Shri Siddhanta Saraswati Sachi Sutta Priyati Krishna Sevai Jara Tulanai Se Mohanta Guru Jagater Madhe Uru Krishna Bhakti Dei Thai Thai.
Yeah, excellent. Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who is very dear to Lord Gauranga, the son of Mother Sachi, is unparalleled in his service to the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. He is the great saintly spiritual master and bestows intense devotion to Krishna at different places throughout the world.
Tar Ichha Balavan Paschatye Than Than Hoy Jate Gorangir Nam Prithivite Nagaradi Asamudra Nadi Nada Nadi Sakale Loy Krishna Nam.
By his strong desire, the holy name of Lord Gauranga will spread throughout all the countries of the Western world. In all the cities, towns, and villages on the earth, from all the oceans, seas, rivers, and streams, everyone will chant the holy name. Just one sec, Ram Rava. Just see here, everyone. Prabhupada, even though he's just arriving in America, he's already predicting his success by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. Go ahead.
Tahale Ananda Hoy Tabbe Hoy Dig Vijay Chaitanya Kripa Atishai Maya Dushta Jata Dukhi Jagate Sabai Sukhi Vaishnaver Ichha Purna Hoy.
As the vast mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu conquers all directions, a flood of transcendental ecstasy will certainly cover the land when all the sinful, miserable living entities become happy. The Vaishnava desire is then fulfilled.
It's beautiful Bengali verse. I wish I could do it justice, but I'll try. Se karja je kori vare agya jadi dilo more jogya nahi andinahin tai se tomar kripa magite chi anurupa aji numi sabar pravina.
Beautiful, thank you. It's the intent that matters in everything. what your intent is. If you're trying to represent Prabhupada without any adulteration, then that is the proper mentality. So thank you. Although my Guru Maharaj ordered me to accomplish this mission, I am not worthy or fit to do it. I am very fallen and insignificant. Therefore, O Lord, now I am begging for your mercy so that I may become worthy, for you are the wisest and most experienced of all. Go ahead.
तुम्हार से शक्ति पेले गुरु सेवाय वस्तु मिले जीवन सार्थक जदि होय सेई से सेवा पाइले ताहले सुखी हले तब संग भाग्यते मिलोय.
Translation: if you bestow your power by serving the spiritual master, one attains the absolute truth. One's life becomes successful. If that service is obtained, then one becomes happy and gets your association due to good fortune.
एवं जनंग निपतितं प्रभवा हि कूपे कामाभिकामं अनुयः प्रपतन प्रसंगात कृत्वात्मसात सुदर्शिना भगवान गृहीतः सो अहं कथं नु विसृजे तव भृत्य सेवाम. This is Sanskrit now.
It's very interesting to note these are prayers. Now, prayers are an aspect of devotional service that we can practice in our own personal efforts daily. Say prayers. And these prayers that Prabhupada has written demonstrate the depth of the prayers of a pure devotee. Very, very interesting. And we should try to follow in the footsteps and learn how to pray or practice praying in this manner. My dear Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, because of my association with material desires, one after another, I was gradually falling in a blind well full of snakes, following the general populace. So humble here, Prabhu? But your servant, Narada Muni, kindly accepted me as his disciple and instructed me how to achieve this transcendental position. Therefore, my first duty is to serve him. How could I leave his service? Prahlad Maharaj to Lord Nrsingadev, Bhagavatam, chapter 7, 928. Go ahead.
तुमी मोर चिर साथी भूलिया मायार लाथी खाई याची जन्म जन्मांतरे आजी पुनः ए सुजोग जदि होय जोगा योग तबे पारी तू ही मिली बारे.
Translation: O Lord Krishna, you are my eternal companion. Forgetting you, I have suffered the kicks of Maya, birth after birth. If today the chance to meet you occurs again, then I will surely be able to rejoin you. It's very interesting, the humility of Srila Prabhupada being revealed in these verses. Go ahead.
तुम्हार मिलने भाई आवार से सुख पाई गोचारने घुरी दिन भोर कत बने चुथा चुथी बने खाई लुटा पुती से दिन कबे हवे मोर.
Translation: My dear friend, in your company I will experience great joy once again. In the early morning, I will wander about the cowherd pastures and fields, running and frolicking in the many forests of Braja. I will roll on the ground in spiritual ecstasy. Oh, when will that day be mine? Go ahead.
आजी से सुविधाने तुम्हार स्मरण भेला बरो आशा दाखिलांताई आमी तुम्हार नित्य दास ताई कोरी इत आश तुम्ही बिना अन्य गति नाई.
Translation: Today, that remembrance of you came to me in a very nice way. Because I have a great longing, I called to you. I am your eternal servant, and therefore I desire your association so much. O Lord Krishna, except for you, there is no other means of success. So very profound, deep explanations of Bhakti Yoga, pure Bhakti Yoga, by Srila Prabhupada. Now, I went ahead and photographed this next section for everybody. And see on the left-hand side there, is it written in Hindi, Prabhu?
Bengali.
That's written in Bengali. So look at the work he's did, and there's different notes there on the sides. All in his handwriting. It's quite beautiful, actually. So we'll read this section, and again, please absorb yourself in the mood of Srila Prabhupada and the time and place. This was written by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada at Boston Harbor, September 18th, 1965. Go ahead, Ram Raghava, please.
बड़ो कृपा कैले कृष्ण अधमेर प्रति की लागी या नीले हिता कोरो एबे गति.
Translation: My dear Lord Krishna, you are so kind upon this useless soul, but I do not know why you have brought me here. Now you can do whatever you like with me.
आछे खिचु कार्य तब ए अनुमाने नहे केनो आनी बेन ए उग्र स्थाने.
Translation: But I guess you have some business here. Otherwise, why would you bring me to this terrible place?
रजस तमो गुणे एरा सबाई आछन्न वासुदेव कथा रुचि नहे से प्रसन्न.
Translation: Most of the population here is covered by the material modes of ignorance and passion. Absorbed in material life, they think themselves very happy and satisfied, and therefore they have, no taste for the transcendental message of Vasudeva. I do not know how they will be able to understand it.
तबे जदि तब कृपा होय अहेतुकी सकली संभव होय तुमी से कौतुकी.
Translation: But I know your causeless... Go ahead. Is that right? But I know your causeless mercy can make everything possible because you are the most expert mystic.
की भावे बुझाले तारा बुझे से रस एता कृपा करो प्रभु कोरी निज बस.
Translation: How will they understand the mellows of devotional service? O Lord, I'm simply praying for your mercy so that I will be able to convince them about your message.
तुम्हार इच्छाए सब होय माया बस तुम्हार इच्छाए नाश मायार परश.
Very intense desire. Very intense. And totally submitted before the lotus feet of his guru and his spiritual master. Inspiring, eh? All living entities have become under the control of the illusory energy by your will, and therefore, if you like, by your will, they can also be released from the clutches of illusion.
तब इच्छा होय जदि तादेर उद्धार बुझीवे निश्चय तबे कथा से तुम्हार.
I wish that you may deliver them. Therefore, if you desire their deliverance, then only will they be able to understand your message.
भागवतेर कथा से तब अवतार धीरा हैया सुने जदि काने बार बार.
The words of Srimad Bhagavatam are your incarnation. And if a sober person repeatedly receives it with submissive oral reception, then he will be able to understand your message. It is said in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Go ahead, Ram Raghavan.
First canto, second chapter, verses 17 through 21. Shrinvatang svakataha Krishnaha punya shravana kirtanaha hridayantah sto hayabhadrani vidunoti surit satam nashta prayeshva bhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavatya uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki tada rajastamo bhavaha kamalobhadayaschaye cheta etair anavidham स्थितं सत्वे प्रसीदति एवं प्रसन्न मनसो भगवत भक्ति योगतः भगवत तत्व विज्ञानम मुक्त संगस्य जायते भिद्यते हृदय ग्रंथिस छिद्यन्ते सर्व संशयाः क्षीयन्ते चास्य कर्माणि दृष्ट एवात्मनीश्वरे.
Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma super soul in everyone's heart and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from within the heart of the devotee who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted by regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee. All that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. As soon as irrevocable loving service is established in the heart, the effects of material modes of passion and ignorance, such as lust, desire, and hankering, disappear from the heart. Then the devotee is established in goodness and he becomes completely happy. Thus established in the mode of unalloyed goodness, the man whose mind has been enlivened by contact with devotional service of the Lord gains positive knowledge of the personality of Godhead in the stage of liberation from all material association. Thus the knot in the heart is pierced, and all misgivings are cut to pieces. The chain of fruitive actions is terminated when one sees the self as master. So that's right from the Bhagavatam. And here we go. This prayer is quite detailed in its philosophical depth. Go ahead. Rajas tamo hate toibe poibe nistar hridayar abhadra sub guchibi tara. He will become liberated from the influence of the modes of ignorance and passion, and thus all inauspicious things accumulated in the core of the heart will disappear. Carry on. Ram Raghava.
He kore bujhavo katha baro sei chahi khudra ami dina hina kono shakti nahi.
How will I make them understand the message of Krishna consciousness? I'm very unfortunate, unqualified, and the most fallen. Therefore, I'm seeking your benediction so that I can convince them, for I am powerless to do so on my own.
Athacha enecho prabhu katha boli bare je tomar ichha prabhu koro ei bare.
Beautiful, thank you. Somehow or other, O Lord, you have brought me to speak about you. Now, my Lord, it is up to you to make me a success or a failure as you like.
अखिल जगत गुरु वचन से अमार अलंकृत कोरिबार क्षमता तुम्हार.
O spiritual master of all the worlds, I simply repeat your message, so if you like, you can make my power of speaking suitable for their understanding.
तब कृपा हले अमोर I'm sorry. तब कृपा हले मोर कथा शुद्ध हवे शुनिया सवार शोक दुख जे गुछिवे.
It's interesting. Speaking suitable for their understanding. That's the people of the Western world to start. Very, very profound. He's extremely humble in his perspective of who he is. Absolutely no false ego. Translation: only by your causeless mercy will my words become pure. I'm sure that when this transcendental message penetrates their hearts, they will certainly feel engladdened and thus become liberated from all unhappy conditions of life.
आनी आछो जदि प्रभु आमारे नाचाते नाचाओ नाचाओ प्रभु नाचाओ से मते काष्ठेर पुतली जथा नाचाओ से मते.
Translation: O Lord, I'm just like a puppet in your hands, so if you have brought me here to dance, then make me dance. Make me dance. O Lord, make me dance as you like.
भक्ति नाय वेद नाय नामे खूब दरो भक्ति वेदांत नाम एवे सार्थक करो.
Translation: I have no devotion, nor do I have any knowledge, but I have strong faith in the holy name of Krishna. I have been designated as Bhakti Vedanta. And now, if you like, you can fulfill the real purport of Bhakti Vedanta. And this is signed by Srila Prabhupada, the most unfortunate, insignificant beggar, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. On board the ship Jaladuta, Commonwealth Pier, Boston, Massachusetts, how was that? USA, dated 18th of September 1965. Now it's important to note that this particular Jaladuta diary, it was in limited print. So many of you may be able to source it online, but it won't be exactly the same as this. This is somewhat of a replica of his diary. And the reason we're reading it is because it'll enable you to get further understanding of Prabhupada's message. And here it says, India's message of peace and goodwill. And we're going to, in the next program, we're going to read Srila Prabhupada's pamphlet for spreading of Lord Krishna's teachings. And this will give us further insight into him, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, which is not available for general distribution for people in the world. So this is a very significant thing. And this is the fourth time that I've read this on the screen for everybody. And I find that the more I read it, the more impact it has on hearing it. And it's very revealing. So a way to look at your spiritual life by emulating the mentality of Srila Prabhupada. Totally humble, selfless, and surrendered to the mercy of his Guru and Krishna. We're going to go through our next section. Ram Raghava, what's the next thing on the program?
It's up to you. We could either play another lecture, or we could read from Krishna book from continuing from last week, or you could field a couple of questions if anybody
Let's go ahead with the next Prabhupada lecture, and then we're going to have Ram Raghava read again we read the last we on the last class we read the preface, Neil Sharma, of the Gita or the Krishna book. It was very informative, very informative. What do we got here? Tossed everyone. Well, yeah. So we're going to read. We're going to have another lecture from Srila Prabhupada. Get the feeling of Prabhupada Vani. That's the focus of the class now, especially with the changes in the situation. And then after that, we'll start the read of the Krishna book, and maybe a few people could take turns reading the introduction. We'll start with Ram Raghava, and maybe Neela Sharma could read after, and maybe one other person. So let's go ahead and another lecture from Srila Prabhupada. Okay, Richisha, is that all right? More Prabhupada. It's like a full feast.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam. Anatharangman means in otherwise, staying or living in otherwise. Otherwise means that I am spirit, soul. I have got spiritual body. But some or other circumstances, on account of my desire, I get sometimes human body, and sometimes dog's body, sometimes cat's body, sometimes tree's body, sometimes demigod's body. There are different 8,400,000 different forms of body. So I am changing according to my desire, according to my infection. Karanam gunasangas. These are the subtle things. That is the real knowledge of human being, not to invent something for temporary happiness. That is foolishness. That is foolishness, wasting time. If we invent something for the comforts of this present body, I shall live very comfortably, bad. You will not be allowed, sir, to live comfortably. First of all, you know, suppose a man is constructing very nice house, very strong house, it will never fall down in any circumstances. That's all right, but what you have done for yourself, that you will never do, so that you will enjoy this. No, let it be. Let me have a very strong built house. So house means he goes there. Strong built nation. This is Napoleon, constructed strong built arches. But where he has gone, nobody knows. So, therefore Bhaktivinoda Thakur sings, Jaro vidya sab mayar bhuibhav, tomar bhajane bhag. The more we advance in so-called material happiness or material advancement, the more we forget our real identity. This is the result. So, we should understand that we have got a separate business, real business, that is called self-realization. That I am not this body, this is self-realization. That is being instructed by Krishna in the beginning. You are not this body. The first understanding, first knowledge is to understand that I am not this body, I am spirit soul. I have got a different business. It is not that these temporary actions or activities, like as a dog or as a human being or as a tiger or as a tree or as a fish, there are activities. Ahara, nidra, bhaya, vaitumancha. The same principles of bodily necessities, eating, sleeping, sex life and defense. But in the human form of life, I have got a separate business, self-realization, to get out of this bodily entanglement And that is called knowledge. Without this knowledge, anything we are advancing in knowledge, that is foolishness, that's all. Samaya hi kevalam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam. So, this Krishna consciousness movement is to know everything perfectly from the Supreme Authority, Krishna. This is the process. Tad-vijnanartham sa-gurumeva abhigachet. In order to understand subject matter which is beyond our perception, you have to approach such authority who can inform you. Exactly in the same way, to understand who is my father is beyond my perception, beyond my speculation. But if I accept the authoritative statement of my mother, this is perfect. So there are three kinds of processes to understand or to advance in knowledge. One is direct perception, pratyaksh, and the other is authority, and the other is shruti. Shruti by hearing from the Supreme. So our process is shruti. Shruti means we hear from the highest authority. That is our process. And that is very easy. Highest authority, if he is not in default, an ordinary person, they are in default. They have got imperfection. The first imperfection is the ordinary man, they commit mistake. Any great man of the world you have seen that they commit mistake. And their illusion, they accept something as reality, which is not reality. Just like we accept this body as reality. This is called illusion, but this is not reality. I am soul, that is reality. So this is called illusion. And then with this illusory knowledge, imperfect knowledge, we become teacher. And there is another cheating. They say, all these scientists and philosophers, perhaps it may be, so what is your knowledge? It may be, and perhaps. Why you are taking the post of a teacher? In future, we shall understand, what is this future? We do accept a post-dated check. In future, I shall discover, and therefore I am scientist. What is the scientist? And above all, our imperfectness of senses. Just like we are seeing one another, because there is light. If there is no light, then what is the power of my seeing? But these rascals do not understand that they are always defective, and still they are writing books of knowledge. What is the knowledge? We must take knowledge from the perfect person. Therefore, we are taking knowledge from Krishna, the Supreme Person, the perfect person. And he is advising that if you want to stop your pains and pleasure, then you must make some arrangement not to accept this material body. That is advising Krishna. How to avoid this material body. That has been explained. This is the second chapter, in the fourth chapter, Krishna has said that Janma karma me dibbam jujanati tattata takta deham punar janma naiti mamiti. You simply try to understand the activities of Krishna. These activities of Krishna is there in the history, in the Mahabharata. Mahabharata means greater India, or greater Bharat, Mahabharata, history. In that history, this Bhagavad Gita is also there. So he is speaking about himself. He try to understand Krishna. This is our Krishna consciousness movement. Simply try to understand Krishna, his activities. It is not impersonal. Janma karma me dibbam. Karma means activities. He has activities. Why he is taking part in this world activities? Why he comes? Jada jada hi dharmasya glani bhavati bharata. Abhutthana adharmasya. Tadatmanam srijamaham. He has got some purpose, he has got some mission. So try to understand Krishna and his mission and his activities, that is sky, in a historical form. So what is the difficulty? We read so many things, history or the activities of some leader, some politician. The same thing, same energy you apply for understanding Krishna. What is the difficulty? Krishna therefore, he manifests himself with so many activities.
Prabhupada says here how to avoid this material body. Simply understand Krishna. And we can do that by reading Prabhupada's books. And we stress this, his unedited, unadulterated, unchanged books. Very valuable lesson to follow in terms of Vani incarnation principles. And this Vani incarnation is one of the main focuses of the Prabhupada Disciples Association to represent Prabhupada in his original form. And we're going to be adding another section, Ram Raghava, in our program tomorrow. We're going to be adding a section, Neil Sharma, Prabhupada's letters. You know, Prabhupada presented wrote over 7,000 letters with directions to his disciples how to practice Krishna consciousness. And a lot of that is not told to new people, but all the new people that attend our programs, will get a further understanding of Prabhupada's teachings through his letters. We're going to go to the reading. Do you have a question or comment, Neil Sharma, before we start in with the reading from the Krishna book? Go ahead.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just have a few comments because you read this beautiful poem by Prabhupada, Boro Kripa Hoile Krishna.
Yeah.
You know, it reflects a lot on my life, and especially those who are here as first generation immigrants. You know, you have to see how Prabhupada saw America through Krishna conscious lens, you see?
Yes.
And there are some very interesting parts. I'd just like to share the translation which you read, but let
Go
me
ahead.
see if I can share it.
Go ahead.
I need to be allowed to share.
We'll work on that.
Prabhu, just before you read, just a brief mention, if you could please limit it to less than 3 or 4 minutes, because we want to read the Krishna book and end by 11:30.
Let's read the Krishna book now. Let's read the Krishna book.
Okay, we'll share that tomorrow, Neil. Sham. Go ahead. We'll start. Ram Raghava, you start to read, please. Thank you. And Neil Sharma can also read. Go ahead.
Okay, this is the introduction. Krishna, 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 Hey. Krishna, 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 Hey. Krishna, 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 Raksha Mam. Krishna, 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 Pahi Mam. Rama, Raghava, Rama, Raghava, Rama, Raghava, Raksha Mam. Krishna, Keshava, Krishna, Keshava, Krishna, Keshava, Pahi Mam. From Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, Chapter 7, Text 96. While attempting to write this book, Krishna, let me first offer my respectful obeisances unto my spiritual master, Om Vishnupad 108, Sri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada. Then let me offer my respectful obeisances to the Ocean of Mercy, Lord Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna himself, appearing in the role of a devotee, just to distribute the highest principles of devotional service. Lord Chaitanya began his preaching from the country known as Gauda Desh, West Bengal. And as I belong to the Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, I must therefore offer my respectful obeisances to our disciplic succession. This Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya is also known as Brahma Sampradaya because the disciplic succession originally began from Brahma. Brahma instructed the sage Narada. Narada instructed Vyasadeva, and Vyasadeva instructed Madhva Muni or Madhvacharya. Madhavendra Puri, the originator of Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, belonged to the Madhvacharya disciplic succession. He had many renowned disciples, both in the sannyas, renounced, and household orders of life. Disciples such as Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Prabhu, and Ishvara Puri. Ishvara Puri happened to be the spiritual master of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So let us offer our respectful obeisances to Ishvara Puri, Nityananda Prabhu, Sri Advaita Acharya Prabhu, Srivas Pandit, and Sri Gadadhar Pandit. Next, let us offer our respectful obeisances to Swarup Damodar, who acted as the private secretary to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And let us offer our respectful obeisances to Sri Vasudev Datta and the constant attendant of Lord Chaitanya, Sri Govinda, and the constant friend of Lord Chaitanya, Mukunda, and also to Murari Gupta. And let us offer our respectful obeisances to the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatan Goswami, Sri Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, and Sri Raghunath Das Goswami. Krishna himself has explained in the Bhagavad Gita that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Whenever there are discrepancies in the regulative principles of man's religious life and a prominence of irreligious activities, he appears on this earthly planet. In other words, when Lord Shri Krishna appeared, there was a necessity of minimizing the load of sinful activities accumulated on this planet or in this universe. For affairs of the material creation, Lord Mahavishnu, the plenary portion of Krishna, is in charge. When the Lord descends, the incarnation emanates from Vishnu. Mahavishnu is the original cause of material creation, and from him Garbhodakashayi Vishnu expands, and then Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. Generally, all the incarnations appearing within this material universe are plenary expansions from Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. Therefore, the business of minimizing the overload of sinful activities on this earth does not belong to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna himself. But when Krishna appears, all the Vishnu expansions also join with him. Krishna's different expansions, namely Narayan, the quadruple expansion of Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha, as well as the partial plenary expansion of Matsya, or the incarnation of fish, and other Yuga avatars, incarnations for the millennium, and the Manvantara avatars, the incarnations of Manus, all combine together and appear with the body of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna is the complete whole, and all plenary expansions and incarnations always live with him. When Krishna appeared, Lord Vishnu was also with him. Krishna actually appears to demonstrate his Vrindavan pastimes and to attract the fortunate conditioned souls and invite them back home, back to Godhead. The killing of the demons was simultaneous to his Vrindavan activities and was carried out only by the Vishnu portion of Krishna. In the Bhagavad Gita, 8th chapter, 20th verse, it is stated that there is another eternal nature, the spiritual sky, which is transcendental to this manifested and non-manifested matter. The manifested world can be seen in the form of many stars and planetary systems, such as the sun, moon, etc. But beyond this, there is a non-manifested portion, which is not approachable to anyone in this body. And beyond that non-manifested matter, there is the spiritual kingdom. That kingdom is described in the Bhagavad Gita as supreme and eternal. It is never annihilated. This material nature is subjected to repeated creation and annihilation, but that part, the spiritual nature, remains as as it is eternally. I'll go ahead and finish this page, and then Neil Sharma Prabhu can start from the next page. The supreme abode of the personality of Godhead, Krishna, is also described in the Brahma Samhita as the abode of Chintamani. That abode of Lord Krishna, known as Goloka Vrindavan, is full of palaces made of touchstone. There the trees are called desire trees, and the cows are called surabhi. The Lord is served there by hundreds and thousands of goddesses of fortune. His name is Govinda, the primeval Lord, and he is the cause of all causes. There the Lord plays his flute. His eyes are like lotus petals, and the color of his body is like that of a beautiful cloud. On his head is a peacock feather. He is so attractive that he excels thousands of cupids. Lord Krishna gives only a little hint in the Gita of his personal abode, which is the supermost planet in the spiritual kingdom. But in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna actually appears with all his paraphernalia and demonstrates his activities in Vrindavan, then at Mathura, and then at Dwarka. The subject matter of this book will gradually reveal all these activities. The family in which Krishna appeared is called the Yadu dynasty. This Yadu dynasty belongs to the family descending from Soma, the god in the moon planet. There are two different Kshatriya families of the royal order, one descending from the king of the moon planet and the other descending from the king of the sun planet. Whenever the Supreme Personality of Godhead appears, he generally appears in a Kshatriya family because he has to establish religious principles or the life of righteousness. The Kshatriya family is the protector of the human race according to the Vedic system. When the Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared as Lord Ramachandra, he appeared in the family descending from the sun god known as Raghu Vangsha. And when he appeared as Lord Krishna, he did so in the family of Yadu Vangsha. There is a long list of the kings of the Yadu Vangsha in the 9th canto, 24th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam. All of them were great, powerful kings. Krishna's father's name was Vasudev, son of Shurasen, descending from the Yadu dynasty. Actually, the Supreme Personality of Godhead does not belong to any dynasty of this material world. But the family in which the Supreme Personality of Godhead appears becomes famous by his grace. For example, sandalwood is produced in the states of Malaya. Sandalwood has its own qualifications apart from Malaya, but because accidentally this wood is mainly produced in the states of Malaya, it is known as Malayan sandalwood. Similarly, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, belongs to everyone. But just as the sun rises from the east, although there are other directions from which it could rise, so, by his own choice, the Lord appears in a particular family, and that family becomes famous. So I'll stop there, and Neil Sharma Prabhu
Program. He's left the program. I don't see him. What we can do is let's move forward with the next section of the. We'll carry on with this reading. Very informative, by the way, for all of us to constantly hear this. And we'll move forward with our next section, which is, I believe, the 10 offenses against the chanting of the holy name. So let's run that.
Okay, Prabhu.
Please.
Okay.
Nectar of Devotion, Chapter 8, Offenses to be Avoided. The offenses against the chanting of the holy name are as follows. First, to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord. Second, to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of Lord Vishnu. Sometimes the atheistic class of men take it that any demigod is as good as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu. But one who is a devotee knows that no demigod, however great he may be, is independently as good as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, If someone thinks that he can chant Kali, Kali or Durga, Durga and it is the same as Hare Krishna, that is the greatest offense. Third, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master. Fourth, to blaspheme the Vedic literature or literature in pursuance of the Vedic version. Fifth, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be imagination. Sixth, to give some interpretation on the holy name of the Lord. Seventh, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name of the Lord. Because by chanting the holy name of the Lord, one can be freed from all kinds of sinful reactions. It should not be taken that one may continue to act sinfully and after that chant Hare Krishna to neutralize his sins. Such a dangerous mentality is very offensive and should be avoided. 8. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities. Karma Kanda. 9th. To instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. Anyone can take part in chanting the holy name of the Lord, but in the beginning one should not be instructed about the transcendental potency of the Lord. Those who are too sinful cannot appreciate the transcendental glories of the Lord, and therefore it is better not to instruct them in this matter. 10th. To not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy names, and to maintain material attachments, even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success.
So, along with the hearing of the philosophy from Srila Prabhupada, we also have the discipline of chanting our rounds, Mother Rochisha. 16, minimum 16 rounds a day. So this is part of our discipline of the members of the association, and we encourage everyone to follow these principles in order to properly be able to grasp the principle of Vani incarnation in the sound of Srila Prabhupada's words in his books, his letters, and his lectures. Now we're going to go ahead and chant a round of japa together. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Radha Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram.
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Hare.
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Ram
Hare Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Jai
Hare
Jai
Hare.
Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare.
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Jai
Hare
Jai,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Jai
Hare.
Jai, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Hare,
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama Rama,
Ram, Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Ram
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare. Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Ram
Rama
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Rama, Hare
Ram, Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama, Rama
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare. Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Rama Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Ram, Ram
Rama
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama Hare
Ram Ram,
Rama
Hare Hare,
Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Rama Rama
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram Ram, Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Rama
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Rama
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Hare Ram
Ram
Rama
Hare Hare,
Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare,
Rama Ram Hare
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 Krishna 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 Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram Rama Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram
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 Hare Ram
Ram
Rama
Hare Hare,
Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram Rama Ram Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare Ram
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare,
Ram Rama Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare Ram Rama
Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Rama
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Rama Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram Hare Ram Rama Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare,
Ram Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
That's
Hare
Hare
exactly
Krishna
what I don't
Krishna
have.
Krishna Hare Hare,
I have
Hare
an account
Ram
number, I have a social
Ram Hare
security
Hare,
Krishna
number.
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare Krishna Krishna
Ram Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare,
Ram Hare
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 Ram
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Hare Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare,
Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Rama Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Rama
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Ram Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare Hare,
Ram Ram Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Ram
Ram Hare Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Ram Ram
Ram
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare Rama,
Ram, Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Ram,
Rama,
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram, Hare
Rama
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Rama Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna.
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Chant and be happy.
Hare Krishna. Now let us take this opportunity to offer our respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord, who can fulfill the desires of everyone, just like desire trees, and who are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanang pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Thank you, everyone, for attending. Due to time, I don't have time to thank everybody individually, but I would like to acknowledge the senior devotees and thank them. Vishwakarma Prabhu, thank you. And also Narasingha Parvat Prabhu, thank you for attending. And Mother Ruchisha Mataji, thank you very much. And Krishna Katha Prabhu, thank you all. And hope to see you tomorrow. And I will end with Srila Prabhupada Bhajan. Vishwakarma Prabhu, do you have any final words?
Yes, I wanted to remind everybody that we'll be reading from the Bhagavatams. We're distributing them now globally, and so you can participate in that distribution. And secondly, we will add a new section tomorrow. You're going to see as we progress along in this Prabhupada Vani direction of strictly Prabhupada information, we're going to add in Prabhupada letters. Very important. And also, we have, with an allegiance with Siddhanta Prabhu from LA, we'll add in Prabhupada memories. So we're going to try to fit everything in a certain time span, but at the same time, we're focusing on Prabhupada's Vani incarnation in his own words. It's a very enlivening way to look at learning about Krishna consciousness and its philosophy from the founder Acharya A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So let's go forward with the closing video. Haribol.
I'll go ahead and play the kirtan and then the bhajan.
Okay, very, very good. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare